Welcome to the Digital Thread on the AU floor. Today I have Andy Berg from Measure joining me to tell me about his experience building a digital twin with Autodesk Tandem. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, where did your journey start? Why did you become interested with the digital twin technology?
So we've been exploring lifecycle facility management for the last 10 years. We've been working with our customers on helping them understand how to require data from design and construction, and then so it's useful to be incorporated into their systems. So we've kind of built a roadmap on how that starts with design information, how we collect data through construction, and then how we turn it over to our customers. So when we develop these roadmaps for our customers, there's always this underlying technology, which we call basically a BIM middleware. Our mission is to get the data into the systems they use every day to manage their buildings. From there, what we found with our customers, they have upwards of 5 or 6 different software that they use to manage their buildings, which is great. So we're putting data into their systems, but they still have to go access the data in each of those systems to see the complete picture. So when we discovered Tandem, it kind of fit the mold as to what that bottom piece that we look at that connects the different systems and the model itself. So why we're exploring Tandem is really more for our customers to understand how do we help our customers who are managing their facilities, how do we help them first get the data in the way they need it, but then be able to connect it back and look at it and do analytics with it. So that's where Tandem is coming in for us.
It sounds like a really siloed workflow for them if they're using 6 different software products. Is Tandem going to be helping that?
Yeah, so that's the hope. So right now, we worked with Ohio State University in writing their BIM standards, and from that we actually created a data structure for them. So they defined what they wanted. So from an asset, they need to make, model, serial number, and then there's more data like warranty and other information that they need. Their current deliverable would be we give them that in a format that then they can actually it can be incorporated into their different systems. So the structure of the data is consistent to where it can actually be used and imported into different systems. And that then replaces the manual data entry for somebody to go manually enter this information in. But with Tandem and Tandem's work on connecting to various different FM software, the hope is that they would then just connect to our data environment, our Autodesk cloud, or other folks that are using the cloud, take the data from design and construction into Tandem, and then put the data back into the systems that they need the data in. And then Tandem allows them to look at other data as well. So harness the data from design and construction, put it into the FM software that they use instead of them manually needing to do that.
Go ahead and tell me a little bit about the digital twin building process. I'm curious what Tandem provides to you that really benefits the process.
Yeah, so digital twins, kind of like AI, so it has to be really defined. And people would think that a Revit model delivered to a customer is your digital twin. Digital twin, I think, becomes what the customer needs it to be. So the customer has to define what it is that they're looking for. So the data that they want that's generated from a model or maintained has to be defined by a customer. So for us, I would say the digital twin is the basis of the design model. Then they actually will maintain the model from there, and so that kind of becomes your digital twin. It has to be maintained. So if we just give a customer a Revit model, it can be quickly out of date if they don't maintain it. So the digital twin with Tandem's kind of become a little bit more, because it's taking the model and the information in the model and information that we can collect about an asset, and it's pushing data into FM software, and then it can be used as a visualization tool. So you can slice and dice a model by floor. You can pull out all your doors and look at which ones are my fire rated doors. You can do a lot of analytics off this tool, and it's pulling data from the model, geometry from the model, and then it's also pulling data from their facility management software that they should be maintaining, right? So it's just the digital twin in this aspect is like for Ohio State, they still have to maintain their Revit model to keep the model-based piece accurate. But all the data that's being maintained in their FM software can come together with the model and then do the analytics. But how Tandem's actually working with the other FM software and directly with the model is what's pretty exciting about it.
I know your clients haven't really gotten to use the twin yet, but I'm curious what ROI you're anticipating for them, whether it's like an actual, number or just like, they get to go home an hour earlier every day or something.
And it will probably come down to the maintenance worker. So we call it the research project. So when a piece of equipment needs to be maintained or service done, a maintenance worker goes through a research project. He's going to go look in those different systems to go look at information to help him understand, or him or her to understand what they need to do on that piece of equipment. If the digital twin brings all that information into one place with the visuals of a model or 2D, we hope that will actually streamline their work. So it'll be up to the customer to kind of learn how much of my savings and what's my time savings in that research project. Once they start to understand it, are we saving about an hour on every work order? Then they can multiply that by how many work orders they do in a year, and they can get their ROI pretty quickly. So it's all about the time that people have to go look for data, and is the data accurate? So with the system, we believe it can help them be more accurate and save time.
Does Measure have a onboarding process they plan to help their clients learn how to use their digital twin, or is it just going to be like, here's your digital twin, have fun?
Yeah, I think for us it's kind of a natural process. It shouldn't be necessarily a big training exercise. So what we've seen is, there's a lot to do to try and slice and dice data, but I think once somebody gets familiar with that, then they'll be off and running with it. But for now, so far, it's been really, what we do is we'll set up their job that we're working on in Tandem, give them access to it, let them start to see, then they start to explore it on their own. But we can work with Tandem's group to actually help them be successful with it. So that's a new piece that we're learning more about, is the engagement with Autodesk and Tandem to basically make sure that they're going to be successful with it, because there's a lot to it. I mean, it can do just a little bit, or it can do a lot of analytics for it. So for us, it's going to be, we're just really getting into this, but the partnership with Autodesk will be important to help them be successful.
What do you see as the future of the digital twin?
Well, I think going out many years past, what the current situation or condition of Tandem is, I believe you got to bring augmented reality into it from a maintenance perspective. So Tandem right now is going to be an application on your desktop or your iPad. I believe the future, we're seeing augmented reality is going to impact the construction site. The hard hat's going to change. It's going to have some sort of augmented reality built into it. I believe the maintenance worker would be the same way. So maybe the future is that they're accessing Tandem and the models through an AR headset of some sort while they're looking at a piece of equipment. So instead of doing the research back at their desk, they can be actually at the piece of equipment accessing it. They can do that now through an iPad, but I just think AR is going to help them in the future.
If you guys weren't here at AU or missed Andy's class, he taught about enhancing facilities management outcomes with connected data. I will go ahead and link to his class below. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate your expertise and all of your knowledge and everything you're doing with Autodesk Tandem. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.